I think once we get All right. Good morning. Good morning. Just wanted to let everybody know that we're going to get started in about 5 minutes. We have, which is kind of nice, nice line of people signing in. So about 5 minutes, we'll get started with our program this morning. Good to see everybody. Good morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning. If I could have people start grabbing their seats, please. Would appreciate. I'll saw you. Brandon, can you put it up a little bit? All right. There's plenty of seats in the room, so if we can have, if you'd like, it'd be awesome to have a chair. There's a seats available everywhere. Buenos días. Si ya vamos a comenzar en unos 2 minutos, si gustan sentarse, hay suficientes asientos aquí enfrente, también atrás. Pero si gustan estar parados también, no hay problema. Muchísimas gracias. I'm actually still waiting this morning for the go from Mr. Eric Perez this morning. Make sure we got everybody signed in. And Brandon, perhaps we could put up just a little bit. I hope the people in the back can hear me. All right. Wow, I didn't have to use my principal's voice here this morning. All right. Yeah, I'm looking at for Ms. Katie Orloff to say you're ready to go this morning. I know you guys are ready to go. What exciting so far this morning, seeing the kids and seeing all the energy this morning. Are you guys ready to have fun? Come on. That's right. Some of you are. Some of you are saying, why am I here this morning for this community event? That's all right, because you know why we're here. You saw our students out there. You got to see some of our students. Let's give it up for them right off the bat. You are not here this morning to see me, to hear from me. I know that. That's okay. You're here for our students this morning and a big celebration that we're doing. And I just get the honor to be here and speak on behalf of not only our school board, our community, our district. But if you don't know who I am, let me start there. I am the extremely proud superintendent of the Colton Joint Unified School District, of this amazing school district. And I've had the honor and privilege not only to serve this community for over 16 years in many positions, and I say that with extreme humbleness and honesty, that I was given an opportunity here by some of our board members here that are with us, that I'll introduce in a second, to serve this community. And after 16 years, what we're doing in Colton together, what we are doing together, is amazing. And 5 years as your superintendent, I would never, ever, ever, I'll say that one more time, ever think that I would be able to be a leader in this district, to serve in this capacity. Because you know what? A kid growing up in Los Angeles, Bell Gardens, East LA, Pomona, and many different areas, when I see our students and I see our folklorico dancers, and I see them, I see myself and what they're doing. And we got amazing kids, and they are gifted, and we're finding those gifts here in Colton. And I'll tell you, that's why this passion, this calling for me to serve is what I was brought to do here 16 years ago. And again, I say that with extreme humility because we have such an amazing district. Look at how many people are here this morning. We got so many people here for the community, and all because of our vision, which is about students, right? It's about students and what we're doing for them. So let's give it up one more time for our students and why we're here. So again, thank you all. I mean, it just means a lot to us for being here this morning. I do want to say this, and I'll say it in Spanish, because I honestly, and we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, My parents taught me how to speak Spanish. That was my first language. I'm a proud English language learner. I grew up in Mexicali, spent summers there with my grandmother, who passed away at a young age, just loved her. I swam, for those of you that know Mexicali, in los canales de Mexicali, Canal America. I almost drowned there, true story. I broke my arm there, thought it was big and bad. But that's where I grew up, you know, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that my parents said, you're going to learn how to speak Spanish. And it's helped me in my career. Es un orgullo para mí hablar el español, sinceramente. Ser mexicano, ser mexicano-americano. No nací en México, pero fue criado en México, en Mexicali. Y si conocen Mexicali, hay muchos canales. Entonces nadaba en los canales de joven, de chico, y hasta me quebré la mano una vez en el Canal América, que está junto a Calexico, si conocen Mexicali. Entonces, es sinceramente un orgullo hablar el idioma, ser mexicano, y estamos celebrando los hispanos, ¿verdad? Estamos celebrando todo, pero ahorita celebrando la cultura hispana, porque tenemos no nomás mexicanos, puertorriqueños, nicaragüenses. Mi esposa es nicaragüense, ¿verdad? Ella dice vive en Nicaragua. Entonces, viva Nicaragua. Bien orgulloso de estar casado con una persona de Centroamérica. Es una cultura llena de amor, de sabor, ¿verdad? Hay mucho sabor. Y bien orgulloso de tener padres que vinieron a este país para darlos una educación. Y gracias a ellos y gracias al esfuerzo, aquí estoy, su servidor, dándole lo duro por casi 6 años aquí en este distrito para todos ustedes. Con eso les digo que tenemos un intérprete, tenemos a Cintia Bueno, que está aquí para asistir. Le damos va a venir. Va a venir a hablar, porque el español de ella es el doble mejor que el mío. Buenos días, Cintia.
Buenos días. Good morning, everybody. Muy buenos días a todos. Algunos de ustedes ya me introduje. Yo soy Cintia Bueno, soy recepcionista y traductora del distrito. Y como algunos saben, ya he repartido algunos de estos. Si alguien desea escuchar la reunión completamente en español simultáneamente, puede encontrarme en la mesa trasera y podrán algunos, ya, ¿sí me pueden escuchar los que ya? Perfecto. Entonces, sí funcionan. Si alguien desea escuchar la reunión en español, búsquenme y tengo más para compartir. Muchísimas gracias.
Un aplauso. Ya siguiendo, cuando ya se prepara aquí, Ms. Bueno, Cintia, voy a hacer la presentación en inglés, porque yo sé que otra vez el español no lo tengo perfecto, no lo tengo muy bueno, que voy a tener que hacerlo en inglés. So, thank you, Cynthia, for that. And if you need interpreted or translation services, please see her, and she'll be more than happy to help you, because we think it's really important in our community that we service all our community, our Spanish speakers, English speakers, all the speakers, that we have a diverse community in our district. I mean, we serve over 19,000 kids, about 30 schools. 30 schools. When you really think about that, the magnitude of the size of our district, 19,000 students, and there's over 2,200 employees, good size organization. So we try to provide the services for all our community, because that's what we're here for. So again, thank you all for attending this morning. This is our first community cabinet for 24-25, and we wanted to make it big, right? And thank you all for being here. It's just incredible to see how many people are here this morning. And like I said earlier, we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And so, or Hispanic Heritage. I know that the month already passed a couple of days ago, but we have a great agenda for all of you. Again, I know you're not here to listen to me. You're here for our students. We have some important updates that I want to give the community, ensure that all of you are up to date on sort of the state of our district this morning. And, you know, we're doing a lot of work in terms of equity in our district. We're doing a lot of work in terms of achievement. We're doing a lot of work in terms of wellness. We are working to ensure that our students get the best education possible in our district. And we're doing this together. Nobody's doing this alone, because this is too big for one person. This is too big for two people. This is too big for 3 people, 4, whatever. It takes a village. It takes hundreds of people. Look how many people are here today working together for our students. So I want to give it up to all of you. Please give yourself a round of applause for being here. We're extremely excited to have our very special guest from the Civil Rights Institute of the Inland Southern California Institute here this morning, so we can learn more about the important work that's happening in our region. The Inland Empire serves, think about this, we have less than 6 million students in the state of California. Now, we used to have about 6.2, that's less than 6. There's about 1 million students in this region alone, 1 million in the Inland Empire. So we serve a lot of students in this region, 1 million out of the 5.9 million students that we serve in the state of California. That's a huge impact, and we need to recognize that, the impact that we're doing together. I do want to take this time, though, to introduce just some extremely important people that make these things happen in our district. And I'll tell you, I say this with a tremendous respect, and I really appreciate them, the opportunity they've given me, their service, and they are our Board of Education, our trustees that serve our community day in, day out, that have a passion. I do want to start, I know Mr. Ibarra, our president, could not be here this morning due to work conflict, but he wanted to just thank all of you for being here this morning. He's our board president. He's been on the board for 28 years. But he couldn't be here this morning. But we do have 5 board members this morning, which is amazing out of the 7. That's incredible. First, I want to start with our board clerk, Mr. Israel Fuentes. Next, I'll move on to Ms. Bertha Flores. We also have here Mayor Berenice Sandoval. And definitely last but not least, Ms. Joanne Thorne Ojeda. They're just an amazing board, and the other folks that couldn't be here, they're just work-related issues this morning. But just appreciate them, their leadership, and of course, I almost messed this up, but of course, last but not least, Ms. Pat Haro. Sorry, Pat. All right, that will be on the evaluation next year. All right. Yeah, that's never good. But where are the students at? Out there where we're talking about making your boss look good, and I just failed you guys. Where are they at? They're over there practicing, so don't worry about it. That is not good. But did I say Miss Pat Haro? All right, so apologies for that. But I also have to thank, we have a special, honestly, partnership, and I call it a partnership with our unions. And today, we have some amazing representation this morning. I do want to recognize the CSA president and his team, Mr. Anthony Guadarrama. Anthony, he's outside? All right, so. Yeah, he's dealing with an issue. I'm sure I'll get the grievance later on this afternoon. All right. Yeah, no, it's all good. But I mean this. CSCA is a partner in what we do, and I really appreciate their support. I don't know if we have anybody from ACE. We also invite our teachers. Yes, we do. Ms. Parachi. Stand up, Christina. Ms. Parachi, Christina Parachi, the ACE president, also, we work so well together in making sure that we're meeting the needs of our students, but not only our students, but our employees. And it's important that our why and our focus are our students, but we got to also take care of our employees. So thank you, Christina. Anthony's outside, but Louis Pacheco's here, I believe Vice President, not yet, past President. Oh, yeah, Vice President. So thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys being here for your support this morning. Means a lot. And I will say this, that we also have some other dignitaries, and I'll name a few here. I do want to start with our CRIROP Superintendent, Mr. Jason Engel. Thank you, Jason. Without CRIROP, without Jason Engel's support, there's no way we can do what we do with our career technical ed programs, our career pathways. And so that's pretty amazing. So also, you know, I'll tell you, Supervisor Baca's office, 5th District Supervisor, is a big supporter of what we do in schools. And I want to recognize Leanne Uribe, who's here from Supervisor Baca's office. Leanne? Thank you, Leanne. You know, Supervisor Baca is a former educator. In fact, he taught in the Colton Joint Unified School District and then Rialto, and served in so many capacities. And he puts, his actions speak louder than words, because what he's done for our district over the years and supporting is pretty amazing. I also do need to recognize, this is a former superintendent of LA County Schools and also superintendent of San Bernardino City Unified, and he just retired from Grand Canyon University, and we're on a board together, and this is a mentor of mine. I want to recognize Dr. Art Delgado, who's here, former LA County Superintendent of Schools, which was is the largest educational institution in the country, I believe, aside from maybe New York City schools. But imagine that. So, and then I got a couple more, and then I'll be done here. But there's a couple of other folks that are just here. They're from Weisburn Unified, board members. We have Roger Banuelos and Nelson Martinez. Let's give it up for them. Roger, thank you, Roger. Roger has an incredible story. He was actually taught by Jaime Escalante at Garfield High School. Yeah, he has some great stories there. If you get a chance to meet with him or talk to him, he's an incredible gentleman. And thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen, for supporting us. And Nelson, Adriana over there also, who actually does everything for them. But, you know, amazing. Last, and I hope I'm not missing anybody, but this is important. We also have support from our city councils. Today we have from Grand Terrace. He's here every community cabinet. Jeff, let's give it up for Jeff. So I will, because I know I'm way behind, and Katie's over there already saying, you got to be done. And I got like 2 hours worth of message, and I got 2 minutes to say, but I'll be quick. You know, our theme for the year, and we did a phenomenal kickoff, is swing for success, every student of the day. You know, how many of you like baseball? Hello? Dodgers World Series? Come on. So we kicked it off this year with that theme. Trying to make it fun, and we broadcast that video across the board to all our district employees. Talk about the vision and the goals for our district for this year. It was the first time in a long time that we did something like that we did right here in this building, in fact, where I'm standing at now. And what I talked about were a couple of things. Our goals for the year, the 10, 10, 95, 95, and you heard that before. 10% increase in English language arts on the test scores by cohort. 10% increase in mathematics and math by cohort, meaning grade levels who test. And that starts at kindergarten. In fact, that starts at transitional kindergarten. We don't wait till 3rd grade to look at scores and look at data, because we want to see our students are performing in terms of student achievement. And not only that, but a 95% graduation rate. That's just the baseline that we want, and a 95% attendance rate. We know that students that come to school do better, so those are our goals. They continue to be our goals for this year. We'll continue to be those goals, and when we get there, we're going to even raise it higher, because those are just baseline goals. And some people don't believe that's achievable, but I'll tell you what, I believe in our kids because I believe in you that we can make it together. And we can make this happen, and those are our goals. It takes a lot of work. It's going to be hard work, but like I said, we can do this together. And then hopefully all of you know by now, and I think we passed on little cards out there. Well, Sharon did. Thank you, Sharon, for passing those cards out. Not to embarrass you out there. But you know, the boards, because of their wisdom and their vision and leadership, they decided to place a $225 million bond, construction bond on November 5th ballot. And so it's called Measure BB, baseball, something like that, right? All right. You got to think like that. Yeah, you remember that, Measure BB. I know a lot of you live in this district. In fact, a lot of people here are within our district and live, so you're going to be able to vote. And I can't tell you how to vote. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But I'll tell you that Measure BB, even though there is a cost for our folks here that live, homeowners, it's about $10 per month, the cost for Measure BB. $10. That's less than, you know, a Starbucks nowadays, you know. If you go there, you can spend $15 like this. So it equates to about $40 per $100,000. And I have to say that because, you know, there's a cost to our homeowners. And it's going to allow us to upgrade and modernize our schools. And we know that we need that. Our schools, on average, are about 60 years old. Think about that. Right, about 60 years old. And so Measure BB is really an opportunity, if you think about it like that, to invest in the future of our students by upgrading not only older schools, but modernizing classrooms, for labs, for enhancing career technical education, right, Jason? You know? And these improvements are going to help our students compete in this ever-changing world. If you really think about the world and the skills needed to perform and compete out there, they change. It's incredible. We got to prepare our kids to compete. Technology, we know AI is rapidly changing the world, scary at times, but we got to prepare our kids for that. We can't shy away from it. Moreover, Measure BB will enable which is really critical, enable our district to qualify for up to $128 million in matching funds. Matching. So if we don't pass this measure, we won't get any matching funds. We will get zero. In the past, our last measure, Measure G and Measure B, we were able to get over approximately over $150 million. I think a little bit more than that. But I say about $150 million in matching funds. That's why you see a lot of work being done in our district, like our culinary building at Colton High School. And I was just talking to the CHAMPS students who can't wait for that to open up. So it's incredible. And so many other projects. This is the last thing I want to mention before we get started with the fun stuff here, right? Is we also, about a year ago, started the Tomorrow's Leaders Foundation. Just another vision our board had for us as a district. We had the amazing Apple Foundation, and we started a year ago. Thanks to the generosity of a lot of you, we were able to give out 12 scholarships last year. We were able to raise over $40,000 in less than 3 months. Think about that. In 3 months, $40,000 to give to scholarships. We gave 12 out of 13, and we already have success stories. So we are proud of that, proud to have been awarded or been able to award the class of 2024, you know, because there are college students that don't have any money, don't have money for books, don't have money to go eat. They can't afford to, honestly, to eat. And people think, how's that possible? But it's happening. So we got to do more for our kids that go off, not just to college. Our foundation, though, however, that's not enough. We're thinking big. We got an amazing board president, Katang, who has set the goal as a team, as a board for the foundation of $200,000 for this year coming up. Wow, you think about that, it's like, that's impossible. Nothing's impossible if we believe and we work together. Because 100% of those funds go to our kids, are going to our kids. So here's what I'm asking from you. I ask you to support our foundation. I'm going to keep pushing this until my last, hopefully, dying breath of that. This foundation is doing great things. So if you go to our website, you can go to our CJUSD website. You can find the Tomorrow's Leaders Foundation link there to give, to learn more about it. We're going to have more events coming up. We have very ambitious agenda. And we actually are also looking for board members that are committed to the vision, to what we're doing here in CJUSD. So I ask you to join me today, tomorrow, for our leaders. And if you know what we're about, wait till you see our students perform. And then that will bring everything to clarity. That will touch at your heart and say, this is why we're here. Now we have parents here who work with our children. And I love all of you, a lot of you are parents. And I'm a parent too. So, all right. So I know I spoke a lot this morning, but I wanted to make sure that I got that to you. Are you guys ready for some dancing? Are you guys ready? I mean, our kids, I know our kids are ready. So with that, it's my honor to introduce our first dancers here this morning, our Bloomington High School Folklorico dancers. So let's give it up for them.
Pato, y ráscale bonito a la chichita. Acuérdate de Pueblo Nuevo. Yo soy el gavilancillo que ando por aquí volando. Yo soy el gavilancillo que ando por aquí volando. No se asusten pichoncitos, palomas ando buscando. No se asusten pichoncitos, palomas ando buscando. Tira la la la, ay la la la. Tira la la la, ay la la la. Yo soy el gavilancillo que ando por aquí volando. No se asusten pichoncitos, palomas ando buscando. Gavilancillo que me la vengo a llevar. Yo soy el gavilancillo que me la vengo a llevar. Avísenle a su marido que me la salga a quitar. Avísenle a su marido que me la salga a quitar. Tira la la la, ay la la la. Tira la la la, ay la la la. Yo soy el gavilancillo que me la vengo a llevar. Avísenle a su marido que me la salga a quitar. Yo soy el gavilancillo que ando por la nopalera. Yo soy el gavilancillo que ando por la nopalera. A ver si puedo agarrar a una paloma habanera. A ver si puedo agarrar a una paloma habanera. por la nopalera a ver si puedo agarrar a una paloma habanera. ¡Ay, ay!
All right. Was that awesome? Yeah. We had one of the groups perform at the board meeting last Thursday, and just blew us away. Incredible, the talent and the dancing, and just you see their confidence, and I think that's what I love more about that. You see what they bring, and when just talking to them, you get an opportunity later on. They're incredible kids, so really proud of them. All right. Well, next, I'll tell you about. It's been over about a year now, I think, that we decided that we're going to hire a equity coordinator in our district. Equity being one of the pillars in our vision statement, and you know, equity is about meeting the needs of the students across the district. Our kids have so many different needs. You know, we have kids, so many talented kids in our district. They also they have needs. We have special needs children. They have high needs too. And so one of our goals and definitely mission is to meet the needs of all, because that's why equity is our pillar, and our board passed an equity resolution several years ago. And not only that, it's okay to pass a resolution, it's okay to talk about it, but it's what are you going to do about it? And I'll tell you, Dr. Nairi Clark, she has done a lot. She's an amazing leader. She's an equity leader, but not only that, but she's also a technology leader in our district. So at this point, I'd like to bring up our amazing equity coordinator, Dr. Clark. Dr. Clark, let's give it up for her.
Buenos dias, everyone. I don't see my screen. Nothing. Oh, just look ahead. Okay. I will look forward. All right. So, well, I am Dr. Clark. I am your new coordinator of equity and access. And this is actually my 26th year in the district, and I'm so blessed to be able to have an opportunity to grow from a substitute teacher all the way to a doctor of educational justice. All right, it's working. In an effort to increase positive student outcomes for our student subgroups, that we really wanted to tap in to see what are the challenges of some of these subgroups. We conducted student voice interviews. Last year, I shared our African American student voice findings in 2023. And this year, we had the opportunity in 2024 to conduct student voice interviews with our multilingual English learners. So you probably are wondering why we would do student voice interviews. When you get the data, when you get those papers at home and it gives you that quantitative percentage, you see the numbers, but you don't always know why those numbers are there or why does it make sense. So the student voice interviews are an opportunity for us to ask students ourselves to them exactly what is happening, for them to describe those experiences. And it is a qualitative study, so you get that one-on-one with the students, but it's also an opportunity to hear from them about their experiences and allow it to be judgment-free. So this is an opportunity. When I share these findings with you, I just want you to think about each of those findings being a student's voice, something that our students are saying to you. So I want to share the specifics with you. On this slide, you're going to see there is a total of 4,500 students, total enrollment, and we interviewed 409 students. We were very strategic in looking at the 5 different subgroups that I'll share with you in a minute of what the multilingual English learner experience looks like. So it's not one strategy that you can teach to every single multilingual student. It is really looking at the different group that they're in and being able to produce strategic strategies for that group. So we interviewed 3rd grade through 12th grade students, and we were across the whole district. So from Grand Terrace, Colton, Bloomington, all of those students were interviewed. So we had 32 groups, and what I love about the way that we do our interviews is it's a collective group. So you'll have managers that are interviewing, you'll have classified staff that's interviewing, you'll have certificated employees that are interviewing, so it's a mixture of those groups. Many people always wonder, what are the questions that you asked? And the questions that we created gives us an opportunity to see what those challenges are, to really see how we can increase inclusion with our students, and to also just provide an insight to their schooling experiences. So it was 14 questions that we asked, and there were 8 questions that were non-negotiable. So you had an hour with the students, and then you were able to ask as many of those questions as the students felt comfortable with. And in each of those interview groups, too, I just want to back up to share that there was a person that was able to speak Spanish if students wanted to speak in their native language, or if we have, because we have students that are Arabic, we have students that speak Punjabi, so if that was their primary language, then the district would provide translation if that's what they needed. So these are the 5 groups that we focused on. We have our English learners, our RFEPs, our dual identified, our long-term English learners, RFEP being reclassified fluent English, and our newcomers. So those are the 5 groups that we interviewed. And I want to share the findings of each of those groups with you. So I am actually going to just paraphrase from that slide. So for our English learners, we found that the finding shows that there's effective teaching and student well-being relied on clear communication, personalized support, motivation, and empathetic teachers while addressing academic challenges, social issues, and language barriers to create a more inclusive environment. So just notice that these students are saying that personalized support and empathetic teachers was very important for them. For our reclassified fluent English proficient group, these students face academic pressure, the language barriers and social challenges, but thrive with support, recognition, and positive relationships. An inclusive environment and improved support systems are essential for their success. So notice the difference. These 2 groups are not the same. These students really thrive in recognition, having those positive relationships with staff, and being able to have more strategic strategies just for them. Our dual identified students. These students had to balance career goals, academic challenges, and language learning. They thrive with positive reinforcement and personalized support. Uncertainty, they had some uncertainty about their future, and mixed feelings on language proficiency highlights the needs for tailored support and consistent encouragement for growth. So again, you're starting to see a pattern of how each of these groups are different and the needs are different per each group. Our long-term English learners, they struggle with math, science, and inconsistent support in learning English. Social dynamics, attitudes, and limited academic pressure affect their experience, emphasizing the need for tailored support, practical language use, and cultural inclusivity for growth. So when we are addressing our long-term English learners, this is what our students are saying. So for us as a district, we are more aligned with math and science, being more consistent in how we are able to support them and differentiate for their needs. And our newcomers, Our multilingual newcomers face language barriers, public speaking challenges, and adjustment difficulties, but are motivated to improve their circumstances. Teacher support, peer connections, and extracurriculars are vital to their success. Addressing favoritism, social exclusion, and diverse linguistic needs is essential for creating an inclusive environment. So with each of these groups, it's so strategic that we are sharing this information with you, as well as being able to share this with all of our staff, so that these are some of the first steps that educators and leaders can make when addressing how to best support our multilingual learners. With that being said, these are some of the strategies that you'll notice. There's a long list of strategies, so not every school is doing every single one of these strategies. They're looking at what is going to best meet the needs of the students that they're serving at their school, and they're starting to implement where they can make those first shifts to create more inclusive environments for our students. So that could be through recognitions and celebrations, family and community engagements, opportunities like this to share the findings with our parents. Cultural and linguistic sensitivity, like being able to allow students to share their culture and their heritage with others. And with that, I really would like to tap in and give you an opportunity to share with this Mentimeter. So you can take your phones out and you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen. It will take you to a Mentimeter where you can think about and reflect about those findings that I said really fast, I know. But what was your takeaway, and what is a way that you think that you can help our multilingual learners in CJUSD? You can also open a tab on your like Chrome account or Safari, and you can go to menti.com and enter that code. Scanning is the easiest. We're gonna click a link and we'll be able to show you what everyone is saying. So we'll give you a few more seconds for everyone to scan and share your thoughts. And then, oh, I see some more people scanning. While you are scanning, I'd just like to share with you that district-wide, all of our elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools have been debriefing in our departments and sharing the findings of these empathy interviews for our African-American students as well as our multilingual students as a staff, and it's been so impactful to be able to hear from the students and to be able to make shifts in our procedures and policies and strategies. I think we might be ready. So Mentimeter allows us an opportunity for everyone to speak. I know right now I have the mic, but now we have, and I don't have a screen here, so I have to get closer to see what it says. Or just to let you see, these are all different ways that we are able to, that you're able to support. This is community cabinet, like that's what we're here for, to work as a community. As Dr. Miranda said, it's gonna take all of us to make those shifts for everyone. I do want to just step closer just to see one. Oh, thank you. I could just take a mic. Thank you. So I love this one, be understanding and give support to students. Being able to provide available support services, absolutely. We need supports. So being able to offer additional supports to kids. Value and acknowledge their culture. Ooh, we have an English learner on a cheer team. Continue to provide outreach in order to provide social and emotional support. Social and emotional support as well. How are our students self-aware? How are they feeling within the classroom? How are they able to regulate their emotions and their thoughts and create, have opportunities to have positive decision-making within what they're going through? As you saw with those empathy findings, our students are expressing and going through a lot, and being able to partner those social emotional skills is going to build even stronger students. Thank you for sharing that. So I will say, we'll go to the next slide. I have a couple more. Thank you for participating. Those, all of your responses stay with us. So these are responses that I'll be able to share with our district leaders and our district leadership for us to have an account of your voice as well, as we use that to influence the decisions and inform the decisions that we make. So lastly, I'd like to say, you can go to the next, oh, I can go to the next slide. Thank you. Thank you for your time and attention in gaining a better understanding of what our multilingual students are experiencing and going through. Thank you for sharing ways that you can offer your support with our students. It will take all of us to build capacity for success for our students. So with that, I'd like to say, that's the end of my slide. Thank you. Oh, thank you all. And if anybody has any questions later, you can always reach out to me, and I'd love to go further with you. I love the data. I'd like to bring Ruth Grimes, elementary students, to this stage to share the impact of the dual immersion program on them and their learning community.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ms. Servin, and I am the principal of Ruth Grimes, and I am very, very happy that our district is really pushing student voice. Today's presentation is with our students, and we want to make sure that they share. This presentation that we put together was with their voice, and they chose what to present, so we're very, very proud of them. Buenos días, padres y todos la gente comunitaria, mucho gusto. Soy la señora Servin, soy la directora de la Escuela de Grimes, y estamos muy contentos de estar aquí. Estamos contentos gracias a nuestro gabinete y a nuestro superintendente que quiere asegurarnos de que usemos la voz de nuestros estudiantes. Nuestros estudiantes aquí, ellos han decidido qué van a presentar hoy. Fue la decisión de ellos y ellos es la voz que queremos nosotros elevar. Así que estamos contentos con esta presentación. Before we start, I want to make sure that I thank the parents who are here supporting their students. So can we have our parents, who are the parents of all of our wonderful students, stand up? Los padres se pueden parar, los padres de nuestros estudiantes. We cannot do what we do without them, so we thank you so much. No podemos hacer lo que hacemos en la escuela si no es por ellos. So that we can start, I want to introduce our wonderful teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez. Can we give her a big round of applause?
Buenos días a todos. Gracias por invitarnos. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for inviting us. Mi nombre es Samantha Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez es como me dicen mis niños, o Maestra Rodriguez. Okay, my name is Samantha Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez is what my students call me. And I am a dual immersion teacher. I teach half the day in Spanish and half the day in English. It is a challenging program that our district office, Grimes, pioneered this for our district, and we're so proud of it. Nuestra escuela, Grimes, fue la primera escuela de nuestro distrito en comenzar este programa de inmersión dual, y estamos tan orgullosos de nuestro programa. Siempre le digo a nuestros niños, no es lo mismo pedir tacos que tener una conversación académica en español. I always tell my students, it's not the same thing to order tacos in Spanish than to have a nice academic conversation in Spanish, and that's our goal with our kids. Grimes is a place of love. It's a beautiful school, and we are so proud. Grimes es un lugar de amor, y estamos tan orgullosos de nuestra escuela. Entonces, eso mantuvimos en mente la señora Servín y yo mientras elegíamos nuestros niños. That's what we had in mind. Having students who showcased what we believe shows what Grimes has to offer. We're so proud of our school. We love our school. We love our students. So that's the lens that we want to showcase for you today. Ese es el lente que queremos mostrarles a ustedes hoy. ¿Qué es Grimes? What is Grimes? So first, I present to you our president, Ms. Lena Rose Thompson. Primero va a conversar con ustedes la señorita, nuestro presidente, la señorita Lena Rose Thompson. Gracias.
Hello, everyone. It is great to see everyone enjoying Hispanic Heritage Month. My name is Lena Rose Thompson, and I am the Grimes ASB student-elected president. My friends and I are here to tell you a little bit about our school, Ruth Grimes, home of the Rams. I represent 603 amazing Rams. 1/3, or about 200 of us, came to Grimes from other schools and cities because we believe that Ruth Grimes is a special school. One of the things that makes it special is our dual immersion program. Half the students are in the dual program, while the other half, like me, are in the English-only classes. Our dual immersion program has been running at Grimes for the last 18 years, and it now includes students from TK to 6th grade. It is one of the exciting things that make people want to come here. We believe that Ruth Grimes is not just your average school, and we love it. When our principal, Ms. Servin, asked us what we wanted to share in front of you, we agreed that we should share all about our school and what makes it special. We have a wonderful dual program, but we focus on celebrating and valuing being a multicultural school. For example, did you know that more and more Arab students are joining us at Grimes, and we're excited about that? About 8% of our population is Arabic. It makes our school culture richer. We love learning about each other and hearing about different languages and traditions. So let me introduce you to Mohammed and have him share his experience. Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be upon you in Arabic. My name is Mohammed Abdel Hamid, and I'm a 6th grade student in English classes. When I was asked to talk about my experience, I thought about how my school takes care of students like me. Our school knows how important it is to make sure we include everyone, so school announcements are written in English, Spanish, and Arabic. I know that our parents appreciate this. You can also see inclusion on the window coverings when you walk into our school. During Ramadan, a special time when many of our Arab families fast, Grimes shows how much we care by setting up a dedicated space just for the students who are fasting. Instead of regular recesses and lunch, we hang out with caring staff members and do fun activities. It's the one way that my school ensures everyone feels comfortable and included, even when they have different needs. One of our highlights is that we have a teacher at our school who speaks Arabic. I know my cousin and brother are in that class, and they love it. Our families are now telling other friends to come to Grimes. To tell you more about our school goals, here's Jeffrey.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Herrera. I am a 6th grade student in the dual program. At Grimes, we value our learning. As a school, we have a saying, La universidad no es solo un sueño, es el plan. College is not just a dream, it's the plan. You might think we are too young to think about college, but we're not. Every classroom from TK to 6th grade has a classroom college chant that we share during our honor assemblies. Our staff knows it's never too early to prepare for our future. Even our student leaders like Lena, our ASB president, and her vice president and secretary are in charge of helping run assemblies. We believe it's never too early to start being leaders, no matter your grade. And here to talk about our wonderful staff is Jeanette.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Reyes, and I'm a 5th grader in the dual program. I want to share a bit about our amazing staff at Grimes. Our teachers and staff aren't average at all. Our teachers are always finding fun ways to help us learn, from hands-on projects in TK to interactive plays in 6th grade. And they work hard to make school exciting and fun. I mean, sometimes things can be boring, but then our teachers try to find a way to make it interesting. All our staff members care about us and want us to do our best. They don't just teach us cool subjects. They teach us how to be good people and how to dream big for our futures. I think that's what makes our Grimes staff so special. And now, here's Jocelyn. Did you know that she got a perfect score on the CAFs last year?
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Suarez, and I'm in 6th grade in the dual program. At our school, we love to celebrate when students do well. Every year, we have a special ceremony for kids who did great on big tests, like the CASP. Last year, many of our Rams did really well on these tests. We celebrated 164 students who got high scores. These tests were in math, reading, and even Spanish. Some students also did great in learning English. Being in our dual immersion program, where we learn in 2 languages, helps a lot. I think learning 2 languages makes my brain stronger. It helps me understand all kinds of subjects better. Not just languages. I can connect with my family better. And here to talk about the dual immersion program is Andrea.
Hello. My name is Andrea Villa. Hello, my name is Andrea Villa, and I'm in the 6th grade in the dual program. For me, one of the best things about Grimes is our dual language program. I'm learning 2 languages at once. This will help me in the future because I can apply for more scholarships and get into more colleges. When I grow up, speaking more than 1 language will help me get better jobs. Did you know bilingual people can earn more money in our chosen profession? We're not average students. We're thinking about our future. Una de las mejores cosas de Grimes es nuestro programa de inmersión dual. Estoy aprendiendo 2 idiomas al mismo tiempo. Esto me ayudará en el futuro porque podré solicitar más becas y entrar en más universidades. Cuando sea mayor, hablar más de un idioma me ayudará a conseguir mejores trabajos. ¿Sabías que las personas bilingües pueden ganar más dinero? No somos estudiantes promedio. Estamos pensando en nuestro futuro. Our dual language program also promotes multiculturalism. I'd like to introduce Mohammed to tell us more.
As Andrea mentioned, learning about different languages is just the beginning at Grimes. We believe it's important to learn about each other's cultures, traditions, and values too. That's why we have special assemblies to learn about different cultures. Not only do we have a monthly culture assemblies, but we also have a Grimes tradition called Cultures Around the World. Each classroom works on a chosen country at the end of the year. Each classroom becomes a different country, and we travel with passports to learn about them all. This year, our grade will be China, and we will learn all about its history. We share this learning at our cultural family night, where families and the community join us. You're invited to join us this year in May and see it for yourself. These aren't the only fun activities we do at Grimes. Here's Jeffrey to tell you more.
As Mohammed mentioned, Grimes is all about creating a welcoming community. And what better way to do that than through fun activities? We have many exciting events throughout the year that make coming to school even more enjoyable. Let me show you about some of our favorites. First, we have dress-up days, dances, and PBIS stores. If you work hard and show good behavior, you can earn Grimes Gold tickets that you can trade for some amazing prizes or activities like movie with the principal, art project, hanging out in the Rams lounge, having lunch with the principal, or playing nation ball, a favorite for our Rams. And here's the most exciting part. If you're really exceptional and earned 75 tickets by being respectful, responsible role models, you can become the principal for a day. Can you imagine running the school for a whole day? These events aren't just about having fun. They're about building our school community, rewarding hard work, and giving us all something to look forward to. They make Grimes the place to be. But we couldn't do this on our own. We have great support. Here's Jeanette to tell you more.
But did you know that our parents and families play a big part in making Grimes amazing too? Let me tell you about our not-so-average parents, our super parents. Our super parents are like real-life superheroes, but instead of capes, they wear big smiles and helping hands. They're always there for us, making our school a better place in so many ways. They turn our school into a colorful, exciting place during special events. You know those cool decorations we see? That's all thanks to our super parents. And get this, we have a Dads on Campus program where dads organize games in the morning for us to play. Or sometimes they even bring guitars and sing to welcome us to school. How cool is that? Our super parents do all of this because they care about us and want to make our school the best it can be. They're a big reason why coming to Grimes is so much fun. They're a big part of what makes our school so special. Here's our ASB President, Lena, to help us close our presentation.
We can spend so much time telling you about our school, but instead we want to invite you to come visit and see it for yourself. Thank you for allowing us to present today. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, we're gonna. There we go. Well, that was amazing. And let's give it one more time for Grimes Elementary. And next, we have another performance here. We have another treat for all of you. Continue with the celebration. We have our Grand Terrace High School Folklorico dancers. Let's give it up for them.
Vengo a cantarles este muy alegre son, para quitarles la tristeza y alegrar el corazón. No les vengo a presumir, solo quiero demostrar que soy puro jalisciense, amigo a carta cabal. Dicen que somos malditos, eso es nomás por hablar. Somos hombres que cumplimos, no nos sabemos dejar. El que ha nacido en la Meca, orgulloso de ello está, como el que nació en Tequila, paladeando su mezcal. Pa' caballos San Miguel, mariachis de Calitlán, y pa' mujeres bonitas, en mi lindo Huentitán. Seguro que sí, mi gente.
All right, wasn't that awesome again? Let's give it up one more time for Grand Terrace High School Folklorico Group. All right, so mentioned earlier that we have a special presentation. Dr. Clark, a couple months ago, I believe, about a month ago, she took some parents over to visit the Civil Rights Institute of the Inland Southern California Institute. So we have just really privileged to have the executive director here this morning, Sabrina Gonzalez. So, Sabrina, turn it over to you.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Sabrina Gonzalez, and I am the first ever executive director for the Civil Rights Institute of Inland Southern California. I'm a little nervous. I can't go after such a great performance. And our young people, they're so good and not nervous up here. But so I actually grew up in the IE, and it's really important to me to say this. So my parents brought us to Mara Loma, which is now known as Fruba Valley, many years ago. I won't tell you how many years ago. And so when we came for opportunity. We came for the ability to educate ourselves. And so although I came from a very nuclear family, and it was really amazing for us to be a part of that, I also say that I was really raised by the community. There are coaches, there are teachers, there are folks that are in my life that are still very important to me to this day. In fact, I see my 4th and 5th grade teachers about once a month, and I see my 10th grade teacher once a quarter. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so I just want to acknowledge that, and I'm super appreciative to this cabinet and to those that work with our young people today, and so thank you for having me. So we'll go to the next slide. So Civil Rights Institute, have you guys been to downtown Riverside? Does anyone know Tio's Tacos in Riverside? Hopefully a few of you, yes, that's the best reference. I like to lead with my tummy, so I say we're across the street from Tio's Tacos. If you're used to the main library, you lead with reading. We're at a diagonal from the new library, and then we're behind the Fox Theater. So our location is pretty unique. We are a mixed-use building, and what that really means is that it was a partnership with the city and so many others to bring it to fruition. So our first floor is our Civil Rights Institute, which is dedicated to telling and uplifting the stories of our civil rights leaders in the region. Then we have offices for Fair Housing Council of Riverside County, and then we have above us affordable housing. So when you come through, you see a 5-floor building, but the top 2 through 4 floors are for affordable housing. And the idea behind that is that we want to make sure people are focused that these are multi-solver places, right? There's not just one problem, and it takes a whole community of us to solve many things. And so before I can even tell you about what the Institute does, I wanted to make sure that you understood what our space was. That's a photo of it on the slides. And what's important to us is it actually looks like what it was supposed to look like, because we all know when we're working on projects, things shift and change. Next slide, please. And also, I think it's important that I wouldn't be in the position today if it wasn't for our co-founders and our visionaries. So we must acknowledge our history so that we can continue to do better and be better. And so I want to start off by talking about those co-founders and visionaries. So that's Lali Acharya and Rose Mays. Rose Mays is actually 81 years old, and she is still the executive director for the Fair Housing Council of Riverside County, which is very special to us. So they came together in a leadership class. They were told to solve a multitude of problems. And the legend goes that they met separately in the class. They had the same idea to solve or put a dent in the housing crisis, to find office space, and then to talk about and having pride in our city and our region as a whole. And then they became like brother and sister ever since then. So they worked tirelessly since 2007. And then in 2017, there was a big push. They created a board, they did a campaign, and lots of money was raised to build what is now a $42 million building that we're all in. And then in 2020, they broke ground. 2022, I was hired as their first ever executive director, and then we moved through, and we actually opened to the public in 2023. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of where we did the grand opening for the building, but we did not actually open to the public until January 2023. Next slide, please. So when you come see us, you'll think that we are a museum. We are not a museum. And I say that mainly because I don't have a background in museum and I can't remember all the rules to running a museum. But we are a living enterprise based in history. And the idea behind that is that as an institute, our goal is to inspire people of all ages through lifting up the historic and ongoing civil rights stories of our region. We're fostering community advocacy, and we're building champions of tomorrow. We cannot move through without understanding our history, but we also cannot set up our youth to better themselves and know what's going on. When I grew up, I thought that I needed to go far away to achieve my dreams, and my parents pushed us in academics and sports and all of that good stuff. And I think that I found out very quickly when I left to Boston University at just turning 18 years old that the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where we water it. And that's what this institute wants to be about, is that our vision is that we're connecting people. We're going to talk about the history. We're going to be proud, but we're also going to evolve because there's a lot of history in our region that is not good history, and we need to do better. And so we want to make sure that we're acknowledging that. So our values as an institute is to be inclusive, to be collaborative, and to get ourselves into some good trouble. And so that's really, really important to us. Next slide, please. So to be a living enterprise based in history, we have a walk of fame that's around the building. That's 27 of our regional leaders. Because it is Hispanic Heritage Month. How many of you have heard of Cesar Chavez? Yes? Did you know that he actually came to our region to better learn how to organize? Right? That's something that happened in this county, in this region, that's important for people to know. So he's one of our Walk of Fame individuals. We have 27 in total, and the idea is it's outside of the building because you don't have to be in a classroom to learn, and we should not have to have a degree to know about your own history. And so we want people to see the space, invest in it, and know what's going on. We have our exhibition center where we have a variety of exhibitions, whether they're art-based, social history. We also have our diversity center, and that's pretty popular. Our last opening, that room is supposed to hold about 115 people. We had 450 people there that night. And if you came out to see us, it was pretty packed and busy. And so that shows us that the need for that space is there from the community. We also have our media center. That's where we collect oral histories. We do interviews. In 2025, we're going to launch that. We reach out to community members that have a story, whether it's your own story, your family's story, or a family friend's story, and we can start documenting and archiving those stories so that that history lives on forever. And that leads into our digital archive library, and that's something that we just got funded by the state and we'll be launching, and we're very excited about. Next slide. So in our first year, we are a completely free institute. So all of our events that are hosted by us are free to the community, to stop by, admission, all of that stuff. In our very first year, we had over 10,000 guests. It usually takes an organization 5, maybe 10 years to get to that number. So we were really excited about it, but it also tells us that the community wanted us to be there, and the community wants their stories to be told. We had 225 community events. We had our very first exhibition was called Still I Rise, the Black IE Fight for Justice. It told those beautiful stories in social history. We had over 107 exhibition tours, and then we programmed with about 40 different partners. So it was really exciting. And an extra fun fact is for the first year and a half of us being open, I was the only staff member. So I think that goes to a testament to how much support we had with volunteers, with board members, with community continuing to show up, and we're very appreciative. Next slide. So we have now had 4 exhibitions. This first one is called Still I Rise, the Black IE Fight for Justice, and it's still told the story of our Black community and the work that we've done. We had that up for 1 full year because we wanted to make sure that those stories were being visible to the community, and because we were a really small team, we couldn't be open as often as we wanted to be, and so we built through that. We got a lot of positive feedback, and one of the things that people were really, really concerned about is what happens when those stories come down. As communities that are typically marginalized or the stories aren't always told, what usually happens, it goes back on a shelf and we forget until the next time something bad happens or some big flare-up or there's a Heritage Month and we want to talk about it. So we actually went out and we connected with the Gates Foundation. It was a 7-minute conversation that I thought I was just introducing myself to someone, and he said, "Why are you so excited about this?" And I said, "Because it's our stories." And so they actually worked to give us $25,000, and we're actually able to turn sorry, buddy. We're actually able to turn this exhibit into a virtual tour, which means that this will live on forever. And when we launch it, it will be on our website. Then we're able to secure a little bit more funding. So now every exhibition afterwards will go into a virtual world, which means we can keep telling the stories, we can get them into the classrooms, people can learn about the history and continue to be excited about it. Next slide, please. Thank you. Woohoo. Appreciate that. So Our second exhibition was called Working Coachella, and it was images of the farm worker community of the Coachella Valley, which was photographs by David Bacon. This was extra special to us because not only did we showcase it in our Civil Rights Institute, and we have so many visitors for that time frame, another big opening of 300 plus folks, we also worked with the city of Coachella, and we actually took this to the city of Coachella, and the farm worker community got to see it for themselves for about 3 months. So today, at the end of my presentation, you guys are gonna get to see our first ever, it's a true sneak peek, don't film it, don't get me in trouble, please, of this Working Coachella virtual world, which means you can go in and put on a VR headset if you have access to that. You can actually go onto your desktop, or you can go to your phone, and you can see these images. Every single one of us is touched by the work of a farm worker, and this community is not often told about. Does anybody know how many states across the 50 states have civil rights for farm workers? Anybody? A guess? Anybody? Throw out a number. 13. 3. 27. Closest to you. 2 states, California and New York. That's devastating, right? 10% of our region is distribution areas, right? Most of the food comes out of California, the work that's going on. And a lot of people think that those civil rights have changed for our farm workers, and there has been much progress to beautiful organizations that are doing the work. But the idea behind this exhibition was that we're humanizing those stories. You didn't just see people in the fields in that exhibition, which you'll get to check out in a little bit. You saw the stories of where they were living, what it looks like, community, family, supporting each other. And so we wanted to bring pride to uplifting those stories, but also erasing some of this anti-immigrant rhetoric that's happening. So although we aren't directly doing advocacy, by showing this, we're causing pause, which allows people to reflect and continue to move things forward. So next slide, please. We also had an Out on the IE pop-up exhibition, which was excited to tell the story about our LGBT plus community, and we'll be having a giant exhibition in 2025 that tells more of that story. Next one. And then in June through August, we had a double venue. So this was our San Bernardino Photography Now, and that was the group that I believe Dr. Clark and others had over 100 families and students come on out. And this one was dedicated to telling the story of San Bernardino. Usually when San Bernardino is told, it's told from a negative lens, and that's because it's told from an outside perspective. And so we wanted to kind of flip that narrative, and that's something that's happening in the region. So we actually connected with San Bernardino local artists. There was 23 of them, majority of them being BIPOC. And we asked them to tell the story from their perspective through their photos. It was beautiful. We told history, families, long-time running businesses, but we also told the truth about things that were impacting, right? Freeways were used as a weapon and they divided places. There's more work to get done about how we educate and what it looks like. And so we were very excited by that. And we worked closely with the Garcia Center because we can't talk about San Bernardino only in Riverside, right? We need to make sure it came back to San Bernardino. So we ran them concurrently. Both had exhibition with the same artists, but different materials in both of them. We had an opening, we uplifted and helped remodel a little bit of the Garcia Center to make sure that was set and good to go. But we also wanted to make sure that the funders and the people that are looking at the community are gonna see San Bernardino from the lens that folks wanna tell it, and that there's a place of pride, even though there's still much work to be done. And so we're delighted to have folks for that. Next exhibition, or next slide, sorry. And then this is our latest exhibition. So this is our 4th one. We're moving really, really fast. So I've made the executive decision, because I get to do that every once in a while, is that we're gonna slow down. So this exhibition will be up through May. So I invite all of you to come back and see us. And if you don't, then hopefully check out our website. But it's called Homegrown Heroes. And the idea behind the exhibition is we picked 25 stories. There's 100 other stories we could have picked, but we started with what we could start with. It always starts with a small plan. So there's 27 individuals in that story. You see Assemblymember Majority Leader Alois Reyes there and some others. But we wanted to tell these stories so that we can have pride, but also so we know. When you go to the end of this exhibit, there's a feedback wall, and it says, do you see any homegrown heroes around you? And it's a wall of mirrors. The idea behind that is that all of us have the ability to be a homegrown hero. These are folks that if you ask them, do they want to be called a hero? They do not in the least. In fact, many were embarrassed and we had to fight them to make sure they still would let us put them up in the space. But they have stories to be told. They advance civil rights for us, and civil rights are with us every single day. And a lot of times, especially younger folks, we forget the privilege, what it is. We had the Girl Scouts in there on Sunday for a tour, and one of the young ladies was talking about playing sports, and she turned to one of her friends and she said, I didn't know women couldn't play sports before, right? And that's something that because we have all of these experiences. So these stories are important to tell. We captured 25 of the oral histories, and they're on our website, which you can see and check out. I will be honest, no one's gonna sit for 25 two-hour videos, we know that. So what we did is we found funding and we turned those 2-hour oral histories into 7-minute, maybe 11-minute movie trailers so that you can know what's going on and you can have pride and show from it. So I do invite all of you. I also think a group is 2 or more, and I live 5 minutes away from the building. So if you have my cell phone, I pass out my business cards, and you wanna bring a group at any time, I'm always willing to open up the space. Next one, please. Something else that we're really proud of is we worked and received funding from the Cielo Fund. And so that fund is directly looking to empower and uplift the Latinos in our region. 51% of the community, and sometimes 53% depending on your county, are Latino. But we don't have enough Latinos on boards. We don't have them in administrative. We don't have enough elected officials. And so we talked about what are the opportunities for our young people. And so we developed this program, Raíces Fuertes, and the idea behind it is that we can have strong roots, but the only way to move on is to make sure you have a solid foundation. So we are launching this program, and we're gonna have a cohort of about 12 students. They make $500 to go to 10 classes. They're from 9th to 12th grade. We hope to get funding to keep this going on. And what will happen is they're gonna learn about networking. They're gonna learn about basic skills, resume building, how to do interviews, but they're also gonna get 10 different workshops from 10 different local leaders that were in their position before in some capacity, and work from there. So it's something we're really proud of and we're excited about. It will have a lot of learning curve for us because it's the first that we're doing it, but we hope that we'll be able to get more funding and continue it on for years to come. Next one. Our virtual world sneak peek. So again, very excited. So we're gonna launch into this. I will give a little bit of a heads up. It's not so bad on the big screen, but if you are someone that like motion sickness or things like that, don't stare at it too long. It's a little weird. It's just digitized. It's way worse in the virtual world, which is why I did not bring our headsets because I didn't want anyone to be sick. But we're gonna sneak right in and I'm gonna walk you through what is our Working Coachella exhibit. Again, this is the first time, so there's some, if there are any hiccups or any feedback, I'd love to hear it, but just know we're still working it through and this is something that's brand new for us. I am not tech savvy in the least, so just bear with me if there are any hiccups, all right? So thank you. So if you can click on that. And actually, you know what? Let's go back. Sorry, I completely forgot. Eric was really great with the social media team, and I want to show a video of when you folks came out for the San Bernardino exhibit before we go into the virtual world.
Hi, welcome to the Civil Rights Institute of Inland Southern California. We are excited to welcome the Colton Joint Unified School District families today for a tour of the space.
I think this is a great event. I grew up in San Bernardino, and to show my kids kind of how I grew up and how my wife grew up means a lot. The rich culture and how we developed through it, I think it's big for my kids to see and other kids to be involved in as well.
Today, I was really fortunate to come here because I came with my mom and we were able to see all these pictures here. I was able to learn so much about early San Bernardino. I learned a lot. This is really beneficial.
So my sister has autism and that's why I came here today, and it's in support of the students and I support her to the fullest. To have this for the community and for the students, for us as a family, it's just a beautiful experience.
I think these opportunities are very important because a lot of our history is not told, especially Black history and Latino history. And so it's really awesome to be able to come to a place like this, to be able to see the stories. We're really appreciative of this opportunity.
So it was a very fun night. We were very appreciative of the group. And we're actually working, we're trying to get some funding because we hear that the big blockage of groups coming out is just how much busing costs. So we're trying to find a way. We're pretty new on the circuit, so getting funding is still a little bit tough for us. But we're hoping to find a way that we can fund and maybe raffle off to school districts to cover their busing. So here we're going to go into this institute. So we're going to walk the other way, but you can see our Walk of Fame. So, and if you look, it's very fun, right? I asked Eric to not have me be on the keyboard because I didn't want us walking in circles. But you'll see the Walk of Fame here. And if you get to each tile, you'll be able to, so in this world, we're gonna build out where you can actually click on the tile and it'll zoom in and it'll tell you one of those leaders. Is it there? Okay, sorry. And you should be able to click through and work through that. You'll see our Diversity Center, Fair Housing Council. As I told you, if you look up, you'll see the housing. If you head to the right, or my right, your right, yep. Come back through to the front of the building. So the other way. Should I go back there and help out? Eric warned me this would be it, and I didn't listen, so, you know. But I did also warn you guys that it'd be a little bit of hiccup. It makes it fun. It's super interactive, right? Okay, so if you go to the right. So you see our lovely building. And then you're going to keep going to the right, around the little bike rails. They made it very, very real. Make a left. You see our mural up there, so make a left. Left. And then there's the entrance to our doors. So you're going to walk right through those doors. All right. Yeah, Eric's got it. Okay, so working Coachella. So what's really, really fun about this is that you actually get to read it in live time, and you just clicked on a photo. So this photographer had been doing work for 30 years in the community. Because I also questioned, I was like, we have this person that's not from the community, that's photographing and what's going on, but he actually was so embedded in the community, and you know this because he did not use a zoom lens. So you must be comfortable if someone's gonna get right in your face and take that photo, right? There's a lot of communication, there's a lot of connection, and he used this technique. If you can go back to one of those photos for me, Eric, he used this technique that's kind of an off kilter. If you look to the reason behind that is because you're showing an uplifting, right? They're kind of bigger than, right? Because it's a lower than viewpoint. But he's also highlighting the honesty of it. And when he has you off kilter, it's not only to say, okay, in the photo that something's a little bit off, there's work happening, but also emotionally. Because when you're looking at it, you're caught off guard a little bit by it. And so as you walk through this exhibit, you're able to read the different items from it. We have different sections. We have one on the people, la gente, right? We walk through and you're seeing what they're doing, the experiences. This exhibit also was very special because David Bacon's work has actually got picked up by Stanford University. So this will go into an archive and last forever. And it was more works. We can only fit about 52. Our space is kind of small. But it was the most that women in the farm workers, as farm workers, have ever been depicted. We even had an event where there were female farm workers that told their stories, or children that were farm workers. And one of the sponsors of this, the Regional Access Project out of the Coachella Valley, the executive director was a farm worker as a child, and now she's the executive director and sending out grant funds to so many. So there was a lot of pride in this, a lot of community. And the idea, again, is that you can go do this at home. You can check it out. We hope to put this in classrooms so that our students will continue to learn and know what's going on, but also, again, removing that anti-immigrant rhetoric and uplifting our farm workers and the work that they're doing. So I think it's a pretty cool world. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I think it's pretty cool. And we just love the fact, thank you. And we really love the fact that you're gonna get to take it in at your own pace, and that you'll be able to ask questions. We're hoping to build curriculum and all of that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please visit us in person, or if you can't make it out, inlandcivilrights.org. My name again is Sabrina Gonzalez, Executive Director, and it was a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate you guys for your time and patience. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I'd love to personally invite you out. And come
Absolutely, we love to be there. Wasn't that amazing? Incredible, the work that's being done, and just, we thought you guys would enjoy it, seeing the work that's being done. I'll tell you, we know that the work that they're doing, the civil rights legislation, even though it was passed way back in 1963, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done for our marginalized groups. We know that. Last night, I'll tell you that I decided, for some reason, Sabrina, to listen to Martin Luther King's last speech when he talks about the mountaintop, and for inspiration. And it's an incredible speech. If you haven't listened to that, and just the work continues. We thought, today Dr. Clark, our equity coordinator, I'll tell you, wanted to share not only what we're doing in Colton Joint Unified School District. You see our kids, and you see the equity work, but also the alignment and the alliance, I will say, with groups like the Civil Rights Institute of the Inland Southern California group that they're kicking that off. And that was incredible, the AI, to be able to see that. So incredible. Thank you again, Sabrina, for being here. And, you know, I didn't give a shout out again, but for our Grimes students, let's give it up one more time because they were unbelievable. Yeah. Grimes. Unreal. Just wanted to really quick just acknowledge two people that are here that are very supportive of our community cabinet. You know, we have a couple of pastors here. Eric Strutz, pastor of the Door Christian Fellowship. He's also the Colton PD chaplain. Pastor Strutz, can you please stand up? And let's acknowledge him, please. And, you know, Pastor Strutz was also an original member of our design plan that we, back in 2019, started at Joe Baca Middle School in the library. So he hung in there for a long time with us. So thank you, Pastor, for being here this morning with us. We really appreciate your support. And then everybody knows Pete Tasaka, right? Pastor of Vineyard Christian Fellowship. Pastor Tasaka, you know, he was an administrator with us. He was with CJUSD for 23 years. So thank you, Pete, for being here. Pastor Pete, I call him. You know, thank you for being here this morning and supporting what we're doing here in Colton. We have our faith-based groups here because that's part of our community cabinet. All right, so we have one more big performance from our Flacorico group, and then what we're going to do is after that, we're going to bring some groups up to introduce them because there's going to be interaction with our students. But before I bring up the groups, and of course at the end, some salsa tasting, all right? There's some salsa tasting. That's going to be salsa and chips. Nothing. It doesn't get better than that. I don't know who does not like salsa and chips, but our kids, our champs program from Colton High prepared the salsa, so we're ready. We should have some salsa dancing, but that's for the future. There he goes. There. See? On cue. All right. Don't get him started. Jamal. But let's bring up again. This time we're going to bring up both groups to do another performance. Let's give it up again for our folkloric group. Let's give them a big round of applause as they go off. Thank you, guys. All right, so what I'd like to do right now, well, don't go too far, you guys. Stay up here. Sorry, you tell me to come up. Come back. Come back. We're going to introduce you individually. Come up. We also want Cooley Ranch podcast. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but back there's a podcast going on. So we can bring up our Cooley Ranch podcasters if they're around. There they are. Yeah. There you go. Here they're coming. Woo! Let's give it up. Our librarians. I know we got some librarians. If you notice, we have some books over there, beautiful books. And we also have our amazing, and they're all amazing, our Colton High School champs, our pathway. So we can have them come up. They're the ones who prepared the salsa. I made the chips. Just kidding. Yeah, the Costco takes care of that one real quick. So do we have our champs, folks? Are they outside? If we can. These are the champs here, right here. Colton High School. And all right. So, I'll tell you, this is why we do what we do. You see all these kids here? Right here? Because when you see the talent, you see what they do, we're here to support you. We're here for all of you. This is why what we're doing in Colton, you're our why and how we do it. We just have amazing plans for you because you guys are going to do amazing things. And without the support from our teachers, our parents, we have parents, our educators, and all the parents, it cannot happen. So let's give these folks a round of applause here. And what I'd like to do is have them introduce themselves, and then we'll just pass the mic around, okay? All right, let's start here with this young man.
Hi, I'm Isaac Morales.
Hi, I'm Aiden Arroyo.
Hi, I'm Destiny Munoz.
Hi, my name is Ramses Munoz.
Hi, my name is Gadiel Mora.
I'm Mr. N.
I'm Roger. I'm Maya. I'm Alana.
I'm Mr. McLean.
Hi, I'm Ms. Van Valkenburg, and we have 3 of our librarians here. Ms. Leone from Bloomington High, Mr. Pena from Terrace Hills, and Ms. Ochoa from Cooley Ranch.
Hi, I'm Mariana Villarruel.
Hi, I'm Yadira Sagun Reyes.
Hi, I'm Marcus Woods.
Hi, I'm Xavier Oliver.
Hi, I'm Riley Williams.
Hi, I'm Denise Estrada.
The reason I had them do that was because they're going to be hanging out here. We have about 15 minutes left, or whatever time you want to leave, because they're going to be here, the podcasters, there'll be folks here with the books, and they'll be hanging out. So that way they can talk to you about what they do. You can connect with them, ask them questions, ask them tough questions. And then you can do that back and forth. But look, let me close this community cabinet out this morning. Again, I'll tell you, this fills my bucket, my heart, to see our students perform. We had a great presentation from our Civil Rights Institute. Thank you, Dr. Clark, just as Sabrina, for being here. And it's all about our students' success. I talk about our vision. I talk about the equity piece, our student achievement, and the wellness piece. And again, together, we can shape the future of our students. And so it's going to be a lasting impact. And we're going to be sending out an email to all of you regarding this event. We always want to get better. We want to meet the needs of our community and, more importantly, our students. So let's get up. Let's taste some salsa. Where's the salsa? That's what I'm excited. Out there? It's outside. Okay. If you get enchilado, don't blame it on me. Right? And don't forget, there's voting for the your favorite salsa, right? Out there. So you want to talk about the salsa real quick?
Yeah, so how we were saying, we have the salsa competition up front. Make sure you guys try on your way out. Those tickets, those are based off of voting. One is first place, second place, and third place. Try all of them before you place your vote. Please make sure you try all of them before you place your vote. And thank you for your guys' time.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good to see all of you.